What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prize Picks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section and enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Yesterday was beautiful, baby. Props Made Easy, only $15 a month. PropsMadeEasy.com swept both NBA and football yesterday, and Connor McDavid hit for NHL. It was damn near an entire sweep. I didn't check to see how the CS2 did and all that stuff, but I know that basketball, football, and hockey swept yesterday. So it was a fantastic day. If you played just those, you hit 5 of 5. It was a great night, man. So let's keep it going. Let's keep doing it. As always, PropsMadeEasy.com, the best player prop tools that you can ask for Prize Picks and Underdog. Let's get straight into it. All right. So, looking at our early looks for NFL for Week 11, at the top of the list, let's see. Let's go by sportsbook differential first and take the biggest discrepancies that we have. Let me sort again, make sure that the top. Okay, we're good. All right. Bryce Young's passing yards is set at 215.5 on Prize Picks, 223.5 other places. Okay, so it's a really good spot for the over for Bryce Young's passing yards. It's an 8 sportsbook differential. We haven't projected at 218, so not quite what the other sportsbook lines have them at. Not quite that high, but a 2.5 projection differential on the over as well. So Bryce Young, sorry, over passing yards of 215.5 early on so far. The next best over, it's close, but the Derrick Henry rushing yards over 62.5. It's 64.5 on other sportsbooks. That's a 2 sportsbook differential. Projection of 71, which is a 9.4 projection differential. So I really like Derrick Henry's over 62.5. Bryce Young's over passing yards of 215.5 is other good value. Checking out the unders. All right. Sam Howell's passing yards at 259.5. It's 252.5 other places, which is a -7 sportsbook differential. Projection of 250.5. So we have it slightly below what other sportsbook lines even have it at a -9 projection differential. So not only is projection less than, but Vegas, other spots as well in Vegas is less than as well. So I like the under there for him. Justin Herbert's passing yards is at 271.5. It's 264.5 other places. Projection of 265. So our projection is right around where other Vegas lines have it at. So definitely like the under there at a -5.8. And then the last couple I'm going to talk about is under on Jordan Love's passing yards at 225.5 and under on Dak Prescott's passing yards at 262.5. All right, those are some of the best options that we have on the board for early week 11. For NBA, at the top of the list, we have James Harden's PRA is set at 26.5. Vegas likes the over at -120, so slight money on the over. Projection of 34.5. We really like James Harden tonight against Denver. This is a close game, and in spots with guys like a James Harden and guys like a Jokic, LeBron, AD, the studs, you really want these guys. One of the things you really want to look at is how competitive you expect the game to be. I really like this game environment. James Harden's in a great spot over PRA of 26.5. Feels a little low for how much he does in each department. So, yeah, definitely like the over at 8.09 projection differential for James Harden's PRA is where I'm leaning there. And then looking at unders, a PRA that I am also looking at, but the under is Bam Adebayo's PRA is set at 38.5. Vegas is leaning on the under at -120, so the juice is slightly on the under. And then the projection is 31.52, a -6.98 projection differential. Look, the matchup against Charlotte is great. Same kind of thing as I've been telling you guys, right? When y'all were saying, when I had people in the comments section saying how dumb I was for playing Zach Collins in the matchup he had because it was such a bad matchup or something for centers. And I told y'all the line is already adjusted according to that matchup. So because of that, we could take advantage of it. It was adjusted a little too low just because the matchup is tough. So we took advantage with the over and it hit the over. Same spot here for Bam Adebayo, in my opinion. The matchup against Charlotte is great, but the analytics points towards the projection, the line being too high because the matchup is great. It's because this matchup is good that his line's at 38.5. We can take advantage and grab that under at -6.98, where everybody else is immediately going to think. They're going to come in and say, Bam Adebayo's facing Charlotte. Great matchup. I'm going to play the over, not even caring about what the line's set at. You know what I mean? Just because a matchup is good doesn't mean something is 100% on the over without taking into account what the line is set at. The line could already be set too high because the matchup's too good already. So, and that's the situation here with Bam. That's the situation a lot of times with a lot of guys. Is like, regardless of what the matchup is, you got to understand Vegas already pretty much has it in the line, so you can take advantage on one side or the other, whether they raised it too high because of the matchup or whether they put it too low because of the matchup. So, Bam Adebayo's PRA under 38.5 is one of the better options, and then over on James Harden's PRA of 26.5 are two of my favorite plays for NBA tonight. For college football, some early looks at some college football. We have Squirrel White receiving yards is at 55.5 on Prizepicks. It's 52.5 other places, which is a -3 receiving yards differential. Brock Bowers receiving yards is set at 55.5. Others places have him at 52.5, which is a -3. Solid values there. Outside of that, everything's pretty tight, so I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to let things kind of work out a little bit more. For college basketball, we don't have anything super crazy. No crazy sportsbook differentials. They're all 0.5s, but you can go any of these guys you see here. You can go the overs here, or you can go the unders with these two. Either way, they're all 0.5, so really tight lines. But if you're going to play any college basketball, these would be the guys to go with these four. For hockey, so far early on in hockey, some of the top options are even lines, as you can see. We're going to take advantage of some of these half line spots with the -30 odds. We're going to go over on Jonathan Marchessault, however you say this dude's name. Jonathan. Shots on goal over 2.5. Vegas is on the over at -130, so decent juice on the over. We have him projected at 3.15, a 0.65 projection differential, so solid spot on Jonathan Marchessault. And I'm either going over on Adam Henrique, however you say his name, or unless there's an under popping really well. No under popping as good as that one. So we're going to go over on Adam Henrique. Shots on goal over 1.5, -130 on the over for Vegas. Projection of 2.14. So projection is also on the same side as what Vegas is saying. So we already know it's a great play. Jonathan and Adam, both over on shots on goal for those two. Looking at soccer, nothing available for soccer at the moment. League of Legends, the best value is going to be the under on The Shy for WBG at 7.5 map 1 through 3 kills. For CS2, we don't have any amazing value. It's very tight lines on CS2 today, okay? So you don't have to force anything if you don't want to force anything. If you're going to play anything, use the Props Made Easy tools to find the best value. We have some ones here. You know what I mean? But it's all very, very tight lines. I'm probably going to chill on CS2 today. But if you do want to play any of the lines that you're seeing on the screen here, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lock any in today probably. All the lines are very, very tight. I like taking the spots when they're 1.5 or higher. Today they're very, very tight on everywhere. There's really no huge value. All right, so the best options would be grabbing some of these overs at once, but do you. For tennis, the best options over on Carlos Alcaraz. Total games is set at 22 on Prizepicks, 24.5 on other sportsbooks, a 2.5 sportsbook differential. So over on Carlos for tennis is good value. Nothing for Dota and nothing for Valorant. Let's do a recap. Going back to NFL immediately, we look at sportsbook differential. Sorted a couple times, making sure everything's in order. All right, sportsbook differential at the top. We have Bryce Young's passing yards is set at 215.5 on Prizepicks, 223.5 other places. Take advantage of this value early on in the week. 218 here, so the over is a good bet. Projection's not huge. The projection is at 218, so it's not way higher than where Prizepicks has it. But the fact that the sportsbook differential is that high and projection is over, regardless of how big it is we know that it's a great spot. And in the Vegas being on that over, the other Vegas spot being on that over that heavy is validated because we know that the analytics point towards him also hitting the over. Derrick Henry's rushing yards over 62.5. And then when we're looking at the unders, we have the under for Sam Howell's passing yards at 259.5, under on Justin Herbert's passing yards of 271.5, and then under on Jordan Love's passing yards of 225.5, and then under on Dak Prescott's passing yards of 262.5. For NBA, we are grabbing the over on James Harden's PRA of 26.5, and then we're grabbing the under on Bam Adebayo's PRA of 38.5. Remember, another reminder for y'all at NBA, I see some people making big mistakes, okay? Big mistakes on some of this stuff. And one of the biggest mistakes I'm noticing people make is blindly going in and saying, hey, this matchup is good, so it's got to be an over. Okay? This matchup is bad, so it's got to be an under. Matchup does not dictate that 100%. You have to remember that the lines have already been adjusted according to that matchup toughness. Okay? So if it's an easy matchup, Vegas has already boosted that line higher than it probably should be. So you could take advantage. If you think Vegas knows that these guys in great spots, people are going to automatically want to grab overs. They put it too high to the point where when y'all grab the over thinking it's an automatic hit because the matchup's great, which sure, at times, sure, they could hit. But in general, the line's already put too high, so the best spot is to take advantage of that under. James Harden, the matchup against Denver. Denver's defense is normally pretty good, right? So his line is 26.5, which feels too low. So not only is Vegas leaning on the over 26.5, but our projection also says, the analytics also say, hey, James Harden is in a very good spot here in a competitive game against Denver to hit that line. So grab that. All right. So I wanted to repeat that, man, because a lot of people blindly say, hey, this matchup is a good one. It's got to be an over. Or this matchup's a bad one. It's got to be an under. You have to understand that the lines have already been adjusted according to Vegas, okay? According to matchup and stuff. So you got to take advantage of the analytics spot and go it that way. Sorry, my son was waving at me over there in his seat eating his breakfast. Um, College football, we had the under on Brock Bowers and Squirrel White receiving yards, both unders on under on Brock Bowers at 55.5, under on Squirrel at 55.5. College basketball, everything's at zero point 0.5. You can play any of these guys you see on the list here. They're all plus EV. I'm not going to lock in any. They're all very tight lines. For NHL, we're going to go the over on Jonathan Marchessault and over on Adam Henrique. Over 1.5 shots on goal on Adam. Over 2.5 on Jonathan as our soccer plays. For League of Legends, we have the minus 1.5 at the Shy for WBG, under map 1 through 3 kills of 7.5. For CS2, everything's very, very tight. As I told you, propsmadeeasy.com members, y'all have access to this, obviously. You can play any of these guys. If more lines get dropped and there's 1.5s or higher, I would recommend those. But if you want to just fit in some CS2 or you're really wanting to make a slip for it, use the ones. Those are the best values. The unders, there's not much value on the unders today. For tennis, over on Carlos Alcaraz. And then that's it. Thank y'all for joining me as always, baby. Another sweep day. Sweep emojis down in the comment section. Let's get it. Let's hit all of them once again. Propsmadeeasy.com, only $15 a month. Stop sleeping, baby. Let's get it. I'm out. Peace.